Hello guys, today I'll be teaching you how to raid as West Nubian or Bloxine Commonwealth, or any external team for that matter. So, without further ado, let's begin. Now, when entering the site, there's a lot of different ways to actually get in. There's a left side gate, there's a main checkpoint, and then there's a minefield. There's also the subway, which I'll show you guys how to do that. But first, let's go through the left side gate, because I feel like that's one of the easier ones to do. Also kind of more difficult. It really depends on what server you're in. So, if you go over here, you'll see that there is a gate, and this gate is opened by just like, oh, I don't know what happened there, by placing a bomb over here. And it takes a little bit. The people at main checkpoint can shoot at you if they see you. They shoot with a recoilless rifle as well, but it's kind of difficult. So if that ever happens, you can also just set up the bomb while in this position. It should work. One thing you will have to worry about is incoming GSP and ACR from that side, because their spawn is literally right over there somewhere. Oh crap, I just lost my car. Wow. Ah, well, that never happened. Anyways, from here, you can go through the transformer area and basically bypass security at the main checkpoint. Now, be advised, it does play a very loud alarm near the main checkpoint that the gate is broken. If you're fast enough, you can probably avoid GSP and PS camping there, because most of them are like pretty much brain dead. Anyways, here you can blow up these transformers, which will remove a power source that they can use, basically. This is only damageable using rockets or anything that is explosive. You can use the Bradley missiles, or you can use your rocket launcher. Now these both have 100 HP, and if you see like electricity like forming on it, but there's no smoke, that means you can blow it up. It's a visual bug that has yet to be patched. Anyways, from here, you have a couple of ways of getting in actually. Number one, you have the vents here. If there's a red light over here, that means you can't get in. They're locked. Alright? This is a way to get inside the facility, which I will demonstrate now. Now there will be a very loud alarm playing when you get inside the facility, right? And you will lag a lot when you enter here first, so make sure your frames are steady before you continue. Basically everyone inside the site can hear you, because this alarm is like extremely loud. But you just basically jump over these and then you're pretty much good. Now there is a lot of different ways of getting in here. I'll show you the left side, which I think is probably one of the more important ones, because it actually helps you a lot in a raid. So when you go left and then you go right, you get put into this room. This room has one of the raid computers, which I will talk about more later. But anyways, this is one of the spots, and sometimes people do camp this spot during the raids. Just gotta watch out for that. That's about it, really. Now, you might be overwhelmed when you enter the site at first, because you're like, wow, where do I go? Well, there's a lot of different places you can go. That doesn't really help us. Okay, anyways. Basically, if you go right and then you go straight, you will meet the control room, but most of the time you'll probably die before you get there, because there is an enormous amount of security. If you go left instead, you'll actually meet a lot of different key points. First of all, it's the logistics area and your ticket out of here, which, basically, I'll show you it right now. Why not? You go here. There's a general spawner here. You can spawn in any vehicle and then escape this facility. Now, depending on if you want to go to staff bunker or city bunker, that's up to you. It's your call to see if staff bunkers, staff with friendlies or enemies. Anyways, continuing. This side is probably the most important hallway that there is, because it leads to the generator room and the coolant room, alongside the coolant computer. Now, if there's a raid, and it's like during the middle of the raid, there will be a lot of people here. So you might want to avoid this area, unless you want to get the computer, which is right here. Usually, I'll tell you guys how to get the computer very easily. But first, look at this room. Right? This is the coolant pump area. Basically, this provides coolant to the reactor itself. If you want to melt down a reactor faster, you always want to turn these off, which is red. Basically, for most things on site, matter of fact, it's actually all of them. Anything that is green, you turn it red, and it will work. Right? Here, you can also grab cola, which is very helpful. It gives you 5% HP every time you drink it. You drink a sip. This is your makeshift mech kit, basically, and it does come in clutch in some certain points. As you can see, there's a plant maintenance worker, but since the server is dead, I don't really care about him. This is the generator room. For anything that you see that's looks like a building, you can't blow it up with explosives. Trust me, I tried when I was like new to the game. This can basically provide power to the site if they choose generators as part of their grid. Now, you don't have to turn these off. Most of the time, it's not really necessary, but you can, and that is done by pressing the red button. As you can see, this is gen output 0. That's because it is off. Now, from here, there is a vent entrance, which is not accessible from the vent I entered from. I'll show you guys how to enter that vent. But, anyways, this is pretty important, because from here, you can enter the control room without meeting like 90% of your enemies. most people will camp the bridge or the control room itself and the outside area, and you will get annihilated 90% of the time if you have if the enemy has 5 brain cells, right? Anyways, this completely bypasses that. Most of the time, the enemies will be either looking that way, or actually, yeah, they'll probably just be looking that way. They don't really think much, to be honest, which is good. It's good for us. Anyways, you can go inside the reactor room by going straight, and then when you turn right, you see the control room. That's where you blow things up. I'll get there real quick. But if you want to kill enemies from here, you can. And this is a pretty good spot, because sometimes you'll see plant security trying to shoot people, or shoot your teammates from inside there. You just shoot them up. That's pretty much it. You gotta watch out for the right side and the center, because you don't really have much cover, and they can shoot from here. Don't hang around here for too long, because they will know that you are here and then kill you. Always use cover and jump around. Can't recommend that more than enough. This is the reactor room, alright? You don't really do much in here, surprisingly, except, get to the control room. So you can go up from here, or you can go from this side, which makes you a lot less susceptible to getting spotted. Just jump on this. Don't go on the ladder. I mean, you can, but I wouldn't recommend it. Here, this is literally just reactor operator stuff. Nothing much you can do here. Literally just replacing rods, and that's about it. You go here. Now, there is a couple of ways of entering this control room, surprisingly. Now, many people might not know this, but you can actually blast these windows wide open with a rocket launcher. And when you do that, I think it keeps the windows open for 8 seconds, and then you can blast people from here. Now, honestly, I recommend doing it from here. Reason being, you can literally see everyone from here, while from there, your vision is kind of blocked by most things, and they have a clear line of sight of you. You do not have a clear line of sight of them. So here, you shoot it, just blast people up. Pretty much it. And you see how fast it regenerated? It wasn't even 8 seconds, dude. That was 5 seconds. So yeah, when you do blow it up, you just shoot everyone, and then go inside. Don't think, just do, alright? And then take cover from using these control rooms. Now, when you first enter this area, you're like, holy crap, dude, there is so much here. As a West Nubian, you do not have to worry about that, because this is just easy way for you. Grid control terminal, don't even touch it. It's not something you can even change. For here, most of the time in stable servers, they will have these turbines synchronized at 3000 RPM. If it's zero when you got here, it's probably because they blew up, or they're just off in general. In this case, I'm pretty sure they blew up, because the server is dead. Anyways, so what you want to do is you want to first desynchronize these turbines. They'll be green for you if they are. If they aren't, then it's more than likely they probably blew up. Once you do that, you set these to maximum speed at fast acceleration for both. You do that quick. Watch out for the gates potentially opening, because it does happen when you invade this. So if you're doing this, and then plant security shoots you, well, that's game over. I mean, that's it. So you always gotta watch out. You can always do it from here, but it's kind of jank, honestly. So and this isn't too important regardless, but if you want to just do it quickly, you don't want to mess with the accelerations, just desynchronize them, and you're pretty much good. It'll probably destroy itself eventually. These are the relief valves, which, as the name suggests, provides relief to the reactor itself. And I think it pretty much pumps nitrogen into the reactor. I could be completely wrong, and I'm just making stuff up. But you don't want to touch any of these. Alright? You see how this is red? Just keep it red. Don't even touch it. I can touch it right here. What this does is it decreases the reactor temperature, which is really useful for the reactor operators and not good for West Nubia, because we don't want this to be low. We want it to be high. Alright? So don't touch these ever. These have a cooldown. They eventually do come back, but, just don't touch it. Here we have the feed water pump. This basically pumps in water into the reactor itself. It's pretty useful. Not for you, though. You need to blow this up immediately. So you have 2 options. Me, personally, I like blowing stuff up, and you should too. So you always set this to max. Usually they have this at the middle. So when you get here, it'll probably say 80% or 79 point something. Set this to plus. This will be green 99% of the time if the reactor isn't already cooked. You turn this off, alarms will start blaring. That's good. You can also press acknowledge this to stop the alarms. Rod insertion. Think of rods as brakes. You don't want the brakes to be fully inside the reactor. You want them to be outside, right? So you always have rod insertion at 0% if you want to melt it down. You do this by just pressing Q and Q again. Now there is 3 modes this has, right? We have it being risen up, and we have it being lowered. And then the middle one is where it will just stay there. Just keep it fully up, and you don't have to worry about it. That's pretty much it. Coolant pump control. This basically pumps in coolant. You can turn it off. And from the control room, control room, you can just completely turn off access the coolant to the reactor itself, which you should always have this as red. Pretty much it, really. As you can see, it's not really hard to blow up the site. It's kind of hard to maintain it, honestly, having played as both roles. If you want to just memorize it easily, you can just remember this. Turn everything to max speed. Anything that is green, turn it red. Pretty much it, honestly. I mean, now we will talk about other parts of the site that are very useful. Alright, starting from here. This is the same vent location I came from. Well, not really. The vent location I came from is like a little bit over there. But this is the one that's like, instead of going right, you go left, right? So, you come down here, and there's one raid computer right here. So you might have campers peeking you here. There's a raid. If you want to go to the control room like, under normal conditions, not raid conditions, I recommend going to the left instead of going straight. Reason being, just like last time, you're going to meet everyone there. And as you can see, you go straight, and then you go right, go to generator room, and you go to the bypass. And then that's how you get into the control room. It's pretty simple. Just don't die in the way. That would be tragic. West Nubia should not lose its best forces. And if you're watching this video, then you're probably one of the better people at the game, because, well, you want to get better. Let's say you do want to continue on from here. From here, there is a feed water, which should have a computer right here, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, this computer controls the feed water. You hack this, easily done. There's actually a lot of computers on this side of the map. There's another one right here. I forgot what this controls, honestly, but no. It's good to hack. Also, if you want to hack this, don't have your camera zoomed out like this, because anyone that walks into your path will interrupt the process of hacking, and that is really annoying. So you always want to have your camera as close as possible. Going in first person and holding E always works, unless you have like really stupid teammates that keep running into you, which at that point, you know, it is what it is. Another computer room is the Turbine Hall, which is good for raids. The raid computer is right here. You hack it, and then boom shakalaka. Now, a lot of security tend to camp behind these boxes, which is kind of stupid because you literally can't see anything. So if they are here, free kills, bro. You do want to watch out from this right side. It's a lot more strategic, because like, look at this, I can just boom, like 3 West Nubians dead right there, bro. And yeah, that's pretty bad. Coolant computer, I've already talked about, but that's literally in front of Coolant Room. It's the hardest one to get, alongside this one, which is the turbine. Oh, actually, no, that is another one. It is the generator one, which is right next to the coolant one. So the two hardest ones are right next to each other. The reason why it's the hardest is because it's right next to their spawns. Specifically, plant security only has to drive like literally 10 seconds to get you, and plant maintenance spawns like across the corridor, and sometimes they have guns and they like to kill you. So yeah, the computer for this one should be somewhere here. Yeah, it's right there. You just hack this, and then make sure your teammates got you covered. If you hack the coolant room computer and this one, 95% of the time you will be successful in your raid. It'll be very easy to win the raid. If you don't, you're cooked, bro. And especially the coolant one. I mean, for this one, it's still plausible to win. It's a lot harder.
If I can.
Yo. I'm praying right now. I'm praying to Allah.
Please, bro. Please. Yeah. Oh my god. To win, but it is possible. This one, if this is the last computer, you're cooked. Reason being, plant security literally spawns like right there. Like go straight and then go right. That's literally their spawn. And if they use a car, literally here in 15 seconds at most, bro. And boom, they got coolant. You're cooked. You have to fight like waves of zombies basically with guns, and that is no good. Now let me show you another part of the area. And I think I showed all the computers. There's probably like one random computer I missed. At that point, honestly, just hold your hacking device and then go to the exclamation point. It's right there. It's not. It literally shows you where it is. Yeah. One thing I will have to mention is when you are coming here, either with a Bradley or a car, you want to watch out like of this. You don't want to get hit by any of these anti-tank emplacements. These can kill you and your vehicle instantly, and they are not hard to aim. So if you're coming in from here, I recommend just dropping off your car, going here, try to not die while you're crossing this, and then continue on. Alright? Not much else to be said, honestly. Just don't get shot. That's all I can recommend. Now let's say you do want to escape. As I said already, there is an exit area, which is always right next to logistics. Speaking of which, alright guys, I gotta do a little quick cut here. I need to tell you about this area. When you're raiding a coolant computer, you obviously can't just camp the area itself. It's pretty much a death wish at that point. So what you want to do is, if you see that your team is winning the raid and you're at like 250, 270-ish points, I personally prefer 270. You leave this camping spot, but basically you enter this camping spot until it reaches 270. You get out of here, you go through this gate. Most of the time, literally no plant security comes in here. They will be like over here though, watch out, and plant maintenance. As long as you don't shoot them, you should be fine, honestly. Like, they won't really do much to you. If they have a gun though, like, don't feel free to kill them. Go straight with your teammate, preferably. Always go with a teammate here, so you can have someone covering you. Whoever has a better aim should always cover. And then hack this. Once you hack this, you are practically set, because the second hardest computer is right across. Alright? Really easy to get that from here. If your teammate is still alive. If it's not, then, I mean, rest in peace. Should still be able to get it. I've completed entire raids with, like, my team in, like, 3 minutes doing this tactic. It's really useful. Now, my favorite way of entry is actually by going inside the base and then going through these vents. Now, if logistics bypass is open, you can always take that, which I will show you how you guys can get there. It's really easy. You go here, teleport. Now, don't die to these vents, alright? If you're not sure when this last turned on, like, see, if I went through there right now, I would probably die to desync. Then I would have to walk all the way back. So yeah, these fans can kill you instantly. And what you want to do, you want to go left. Going right is not really useful. Going left is the most if you want to get to the control room. Reason being, you literally spawn right in the generators. And now people do camp this area, but you just most of the time kill like 1 or 2 security. Go here, and then boom. Pretty much it. Go straight, right, and then you're in the control room. I already showed you guys how to do that, so I'm not going to continue on that further. While I'm going here, I'll tell you guys a couple neat tricks. So you can change your reticle by pressing N, which I personally prefer the dot. Now, you can choose this one. If you like to use a shotgun, this one, I think this one's a default. No, that's not default. I think this is the default, yeah. I like the dot more. It's just more precise for me. I'm used to it from different games. You can press Z to turn this radio off and on. This is not listed anywhere as a keybind, but it is there. You can also move this radio. Now, usually it's over here. I don't like that radio position because if I'm like trying to aim at someone here, look, I can't shoot, and I'm cooked. I'm just dead. I always put this here because most of the time I am not aiming here. If I am, I probably screwed up, and I'm probably gonna die anyway. So what you want to do? This is the subway. You want to go here. You always want to take the first tunnel and not the second one, or where it says the emergency exit. As you can see, this is the exit. Do not have your gun out here. Do not. Why? Because your gun counts as a hitbox for these metros. Right, I'll put a clip right here.
Hey, Robo, follow us and do what I say, bro.
Don't
Where is going? Okay. Stay. Do not get with the chin. So I'm telling you, but watch your sides and watch your
Oh, yeah, like that.
Now, do I recommend this route when you're going solo? No, not really. Actually, I don't even think it's possible to do this solo. Because you have to go to each section, there's 3, and turn a dial. Right? It's pretty easy to do. It's just that there is a timer. As you can see, so turn green. There is a timer to how fast you can do this. So you have to do 1, 2, and 3 in a certain amount of time. And if you fail to do that, you just get stuck here. So always do this with 2 or 3 people. The metros obviously one-shot you. And yeah, not much else to it, honestly. The third one is right there. You'll see these big numbers showing you where to go. There's nothing over there. Oh my goodness. Nothing over there to really see, honestly. If you're in this tunnel, alright, let's go here. If you're in this tunnel and there's a metro coming, just hug the wall. And don't have shift lock on. If you do, your camera will shake like this, and then you will die. Just stay here, don't move, and boom. Sometimes this metro will come from that side or will come from that side. Always watch both sides, and then see. 1, 2, 3. Just pull the lever, and then boom, you're in. Do this with like 2 or 3 people plus. It's just better, less time wasted. And yeah, I'll probably show you where it leads to right about now. Alright, now we have made to the subway entrance/exit, which is basically right here. So once you use the subway exit, I don't even know how to call it, entrance, exit, I don't know. Entry point, let's call it entry point. Once you use the subway entry point, you will spawn in this room, which is to the right of the administration zone. Administration zone basically has all the corpo drones and site director, if he is there. Practically harmless people, alright? You don't need to worry about that. What you do need to worry about, though, is the onslaught of plant security that is like right over there. So generally what I like to do is I like to wait for plant security to drive by. I don't actually stay outside because they can see me. It's not really that hard. But I'd like to stay outside. Maybe open the door a couple times. I just look for sound cues. If anyone's outside, if I don't hear anyone outside, I just go here. Go to the side of the mountains. And so you want to stay out of sight almost immediately, right? Sorry for the cuts, by the way, if there is any, because sometimes I discover new stuff. Anyways, if you go from here, most of the time the plant security won't even see you, right? You can just stay low, just chill out, and then go inside the logistics area, which is their exit. I already told you how to get in, so I'm not going to go over that again, right? Trust that you know what to do. Thankfully, this is a dead server, so I don't have to worry about anyone coming in. Alright. See how loud that car is? That is your sound cue. If there is someone. Now, honestly, there are different vent areas you can go to. I just showed you the ones that are the best, honestly. If you go to the other ones, I mean, they kind of just take you to the same spot, but like, you have to take a longer route, and that's kind of pointless. I'm teaching you guys what you should know, and that's it. Alright, no extra bluffs. No need for that. A couple things you should know as a raider is that there are multiple entry points into the site. You have the left gate, you have the main entrance, which is obvious where that is. You have the minefield, which is to the very far right. And you also have the radio tower, which requires 4 plant maintenance to be online alongside a cooldown of 5 minutes. Which you can actually shoot down from an angle from here. I see. Now, since there's no plant maintenance, that's not going to happen. It's not going to blow up, I mean. You need 4, at least. Right. This disables your communications, and it's pretty good. Now, if there is a lockdown, these bollards will come up. I think that's what they're called, right? Probably, I don't know. They will go up, and they will block you from entering the main checkpoint. They do not block you from entering from the left side gate, which is why it's actually pretty useful. And that is about it. What else should you know about East Nubia? Is that they do have a lot of weaponry. They have a RCV, which is the Bradley version, which is, wait, what? Which is their version of our Bradley. Has similar stats, except that it has, I think, 100 HP or something. I could be wrong. Regardless, if you see it, blow it up. Its sides are its weakness. The front is the strongest part, like most armored vehicles, and the back is also a weakness. I think. Probably. Don't worry about it, though. I mean, 3 missiles usually does the job. You need 3 missiles anyway, I mean. You're not getting job done. So, this area, as you can see, is where the GSP spawn. The GSP, GSP MEDIC, and ACR. This is why Staff Bunker is always, like, completely in shambles, because they spawn right here while we spawn literally across the map. And if we want to conquer this, well... yeah, we gotta go through them. They usually like to shoot us from here. Now, let's say you conquered this area, right? You killed everyone here. GSP is, like, twiddling their thumbs over there. When you drive down this tunnel, I personally don't like to drive down this tunnel if I want to go to Staff Bunker. I'll show you guys how to enter. Yeah, preferably. This is basically where Staff Bunker is, and not much else to it, honestly. You can enter side from here if logistics bypass is open. If it is closed and you have a Bradley, here's a cool trick you can use, alright? Let's say you have 3 friends, or just 2 of you. Doing this with one other person is not really going to work. You want them to basically, like, crouch over here, and have your friend crouch somewhere over here. And then the Bradley drives over you guys, and then it goes over this fence, but it doesn't exactly go over it completely. So what you want to do is you want to use your body weight, go on top of the Bradley, and just, like, move around like crazy, and then it'll, like, shake the Bradley so much that it'll just fucking... it'll just basically, like, flip over here, and then you should be fine. This will only open if there's a corporate policy that allows this to be open. Most of the time, they have this to be closed, because it's just another point that they have to defend, and most of the time they don't want to do that. So, yeah. From here, you can just walk down and enter the very vent that goes to the generators. Which is really good. Just be wary of anyone that comes your way. Now we're at spawn. There's a lot of different vehicles here, which I will talk about in a different video. This is just supposed to show you how to raid. But a pro tip I can tell you is, if you have BFO or 1 SFA, you probably noticed that's a 1 SFA, but if you have BFO, you can grab an anti-tank. It's like anti-tank class, get a cargo Bloxian, and get an ammo. And now you're just basically an assault class with a rocket launcher, which is really helpful, actually. Like, this will save you many times. You can do the same with a sniper, which you can go here, you can go binoculars, boom, get an ammo. Now you have binoculars and ammo, which is really helpful. You can do the same with literally any other class. You can do this with the scout. Now you have a shotgun. Okay, don't use a Western SMG, that thing is trash. T3 and the other shotgun are literally the same gun. I don't think they're any different. You can use this with the ammo box, and then boom, bada bam, you're in. Now, one thing FRR has that BFO doesn't, which is why I actually prefer it over that if you don't have the funds, alongside if you don't plan on playing it like 24/7, is that this team has the ambulance. Now, I can't switch because if I do, I can't rejoin. But basically, they have an ambulance that goes at like 50 miles per hour, and it's really fast. It's actually the fastest vehicle West Nubia has. Don't use this spawner. It's 10 minutes. I don't know why it's 10 minutes. It's literally the same ambulance as this one. Doesn't matter anyway. You have access to an ambulance, a police car, and I think a sedan. I don't remember. The only ones you want to really use is the ambulance and maybe the police car. I don't know. Police car is kind of obvious that they're not police. Would have figured. Anyways, you can use the ambulance. And what is cool with the ambulance is that if you go into the back seat of it, it will heal all your limbs and heal you like really quickly. It also has 100 HP, which is crazy for an ambulance. That's diabolical. You can use that, enter through the left gate, turn your sirens and your lights on, and I'd say anyone that isn't using like an APC or like an advanced vehicle will generally ignore you. And you can like just go through the entire site like it's nothing. That is because GSP Homeland Security, they don't usually have the brightest bulbs in the shit, and you can just kill them. Here you can also spawn in an APC, M52 APC. Very good if you want to kill people with it. And this guy is actually really useful. So this will tell you the ratio between Department of Energy and West Nubian forces. If you see that your West Nubians are outnumbered by more than 2, like 1 West Nubian per 2 Department of Energy, it's probably best to leave the server unless you have your like a solid team with you, like a 5 or 6 sack. Then you can deal with that. Even then, ratios like 3 or 4 even are unsalvageable. That you just get outnumbered. Like yeah, the enemies can be complete bots, but there's also 10 bots shooting at you at the same time, and you're cooked. So that's one way to do it. This is the FMDF spawn. The BFO, this is their spawner, and then you have the Bradley. Now the Bradley do a lot of mean things to them. And so that should be about it. Sorry for if there's a bunch of cuts. I kind of just did all of this in one go, and sometimes I'm just trying to think, well, what can I say that's like really helpful, you know? And yeah, I mean, you know, there'll probably be a cut right here. Oh dude, I completely forgot to tell you guys how to get to the tunnel. If you want to get to the tunnel, you just drive straight and then you turn right, not on the first exit but the second, and that is how you get there. If you want to get to the minefield gives you the same vent access points as the one that's at the main checkpoint. Pretty much, yeah, you have to just go through a minefield and don't die. It's really easy actually, and I can just show you guys how to do it. Pro tip, if you see conscripts with you, let them go first, because for some reason they have less than 5 IQ and can't tell that this is a minefield, and that you probably shouldn't be sprinting across. You will literally die on the first mines. It has happened numerous times. Yeah, and so basically, if you just like get near these mines, I'll show you like where they are. It's just about like red dots, really. And then you want to just go on this rock. You can go through a lot. See this? You do this, you do that, and then wherever there's like a dark patch, just go through that, because there will be no mines next to that. And then you go in here, go in here, go in here, and then from here you can enter the vents, and that is pretty much it. Now there is this restaurant room. This will probably be at the end of the video because it's not very useful information. But if you are in trouble, like your car got blown up and there's an RCV route outside, you can enter the restaurant and make yourself some food. I don't know if the food actually heals you. I don't feel like it does. But if you like to LARP as a chef, you can. It's a pretty decent combat spot, honestly. Don't stand next to the window if there is an RCV looking at you guys, because he can blow you up from here. If there's someone trying to enter, just shoot him. Pretty much it. There's also cola right there, so you do actually want to grab those. Cola is always good to grab. Car spawners are also right here, so if you do end up coming here, you can drive into the site, away from site, depending on the situation at hand. That is the end of the video, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure to like if you did like the video, dislike if you disliked it. I don't really care. I'm just here to help you guys out. West Nubians, we need more raiders, guys. We need more intelligent life forms fighting for us and conquering this war against East Nubia and their stratocracy. I don't know if I said that right. Probably didn't. I don't care. I just killed them. Anyways, pretty much it. I'll probably make a video on how to get one SFA and what it has and what each team has, basically. That is a more in-depth video. This video is probably already too long. And yeah, I'll see you guys later. Peace.